What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Today is still Sunday, March 19th, 2023, and we are talking about the late games on today's slate. In our previous video, we discussed the 3 early games. I gave you 3 picks that I really liked from those games. And in this video, we'll go over 3 additional picks that I like from the later games. And we're talking about the games that tip off after 5 p.m. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. No recap in this video. We did that in the first video. No injury update in this video. We did that also in the first video. We are just going to jump straight into our player props today. So let's start with the first one that I like on the board. And it's going to be Tyler Hero points at 19.5. I like the over, the more here. Let's hop on over the props.cash and dig into this a little bit more. All right, pulling up Tyler Hero's 10-game log over on props.cash, we can see that he has a 50% hit rate, minus 120 odds to go over this number. But a little bit more specific, his history is super positive versus the Detroit Pistons. This season, he's faced them one time. He scored 34 points. Going back to last season, he has 4 games versus the Pistons, and he's hit over 19.5 points, 20 points in each one, 31, 29, 29, and 34 in those 4 meetings. I'm assuming nothing has changed from this year to last year as far as defensive rankings for the Pistons. I mean, they're bottom of the league in pretty much everything. Points allowed, field goal percentage allowed, free throws allowed. Shooting guard defense is amongst the bottom of the league. Defend 3-point shot fairly well, 3-point percentage fairly well, but defensive efficiency is near the bottom of the league. I like the shot. I like the odds of him getting this today. Looking at his shot chart in that last game versus Detroit, 12 of 19 from the field, 71%. That is an incredible clip. Let's look at the season, or let's look at the 4 games overall. 57%, 52%, 53%, 71. So it looks like the 71% was the outlier game. But if we can get Tyler Hero shooting over 50% and he's taking 20 shots, 21 shots in this game, I think we got a great shot, no pun intended, on him hitting this prop. 19.5. I would not be surprised to see somebody sit from the Miami side. Maybe if that happens, we see Tyler Hero get a little bit more usage and his role increase a little bit. But for now, looks like everybody's healthy for this Miami squad. Still, I like the over 19.5 points for Tyler Hero versus the Detroit Pistons. For prop number 2, let's take a look at Giannis Antetokounmpo and his turnovers today. Propped at 3.5, and I like the over on this prop. Let's head on over to props.cash and dig into this a little bit more and find out why. Over on props.cash, pulling up Giannis's 10-game log for turnovers. Kind of a weird prop to look at. We're used to looking at PRA, points and rebounds for him. But one thing that remains constant with his play is his turnovers can get really high, and he's averaging 4 over his last 5 and 10 games. Specifically versus this Toronto team, he turned it over 12 times back in January. This is no knock on his play or him not being an amazing NBA player, but the facts are he just does so much for this team. He has the ball in his hands almost every possession, and it's definitely more than any other player on his team. And when you have somebody with such a high usage rate, the turnovers are bound to happen. We probably won't get 12 turnovers today, but all we're looking for is 4. And remember, offensive charges, they count as both a foul and a turnover. And given the fact that Giannis just loves to drive and run defenders over, I mean, there's a really strong chance we see 4+ turnovers from him today, probably in the first half. I mean, it wouldn't be surprised to see at least 3 in the first half. So I know a bit of an unusual prop today, but definitely like the over here on Giannis's turnovers. And for our last prop, it's going to be a first half point prop. And I want to talk about Damian Lillard today. 17.5 points versus the Los Angeles Clippers. And I like the more here. I like the over. It's a big number for first half. I understand that. But let's hop on over to props.cash and let's dig into his game logs and let's uncover why I like the more on this prop. Okay, over on props.cash, we got Dame's 10-game log pulled up. We got the splits to first half over the last 10 games. And right now, he's averaging 16 over his last 5, 19 over his last 10. But this line is set to 18, but 17.5 over on Prizepicks. So let's adjust it, and we can see that over his last 10 games, he has a 70% hit rate versus the 57% hit rate that we saw earlier. So much better lines there. And then let's toggle this down to home, and we can see that this is going to look a lot different. 80% hit rate, plays much better at home, just loves playing in front of the Portland crowd. So this is one huge advantage for him today. There will be no Jeremy Grant today. Jeremy Grant is ruled out. So if we remove him from the equation, we can see that Dame's numbers are a little different just because there isn't a big sample size. But 3 out of the 4 games this season, Dame has gone over 17.5 points in the first half without Jeremy Grant. Now, the Clippers look really tough on paper, but we just saw Markelle Fultz shred the Clippers yesterday. And a lot of that was due to Westbrook's inability to man up and play defense. To be honest with you, he's not a great defender. And that goes into my logic here today. Now, the only question mark that I have is, there's a chance that we see Kawhi on Dame today, best defender on the best offensive player today. There's a chance for that, but I can't see Kawhi on him the entire game. So there's a great chance we see a lot of Westbrook trying to guard Dame tonight. And if that's the case, then I really like the chances of Dame scoring 18 points in the first half. I really like this more than his full game prop. Pulling up the game log from yesterday's contest between the Clippers and the Magic, Markelle Fultz finished with 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals, 1 block. 28 points in the entire game. I want to say Markelle Fultz full game point prop was not 28 points. I want to say that it was under 20 for sure. Maybe 16.5. If anybody knows that, drop a comment. But my point here is that guards are not only hitting their prop, but they're exceeding it. And truth be told, out of the 3 props, this is probably my least favorite one, but it is an exciting one. It is a fun one to play because first half props are pretty fun to play. But also the matchup is really good for Dame Lillard tonight. And he's got everything working in his favor, minus 1 player on his team, more shots for him, more usage for him, playing at home. He's a much better player, much better scorer at home, and he's got a really favorable matchup versus a Clippers team, specifically Westbrook, who doesn't play a lot of defense, doesn't play a lot of good defense. So, yeah, I like the over. I like the more on Dame Lillard's first half points. And just to recap, in addition to Dame's points, we like the over on Giannis's turnovers today, as well as the over on Tyler Hero's full game 19.5 points. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's late game slate video. Truly appreciate the time you've taken to stop by the channel, check this video out, and just talk some player props with me over on Prizepicks. Do me a favor, leave a comment below letting me know who you are playing on the board today. Also, let me know what you think about these 3 player props that we talked about. Do you like them, love them, hate them, or do you want to leave them alone? And as always, thank you so much for all the continued support, the likes, the subs, and all the comments. It truly helps this channel get a bit bigger every single day. And yeah, that's it. Until tomorrow's early look and research video, Chavez is